Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is Getting in the Game. I'm Dennis Zylstra, and today it's all about this cabin right here. But first, this is the month where we've got a 31-day challenge going over on Brian's channel, the Experimental Aircraft channel. And if you're new to this and you're just seeing this, you got to check his channel out because during the month of December, all kinds of cool builds put out, what they're doing on them, and the challenge is to do a little something each day. So if you get a chance, run over there. But right now, if you want to stick around, I'm gonna tell what I've been running into in the cab and what my future plans are for it. So stick around. This up so that I could find out what panels I've got to grab it if I've got to do any up drilling. I did upsize these so I can finish putting that back together. I'm going to upsize those, and I want to Cleco this together because these have to be drilled out right here to hook to this tunnel sides. I found out yesterday that when I put this all together, if I can get back far enough so you can see it, when I put this much of it all together, when I Cleco the center channel, this part here to the floor, and underneath there on both sides all the way up through is the center brace. And I'll show you that from here. And hopefully I can show you here in the reflection of what I'm dealing with. There, right there on that center brace on the way up. If you can tell, it's bowed up slightly. And I believe it's because of this heavy piece that the seats you sit on isn't quite down far enough, because I'm having a hard time getting that Cleco in. And it likes to, when you Cleco that, in the back it's flat to the floor. But up there in the front, it was probably a good 1/16 of an inch high. So I made this tool and put some screws in it because it cracked it, but that's really heavy. And I gotta take it back apart. I'm gonna slowly put this on that channel, this seat channel, front seat channel, and tweak that like that, pulling it down, and get that height better. And once I get that down just enough for this to fit flat, I'm going to put it back together and get these front holes drilled here. These have to be drilled through. I don't know if it's right yet or not, but I can already see that this is down in the center of that hole better. It was way up pushing against the top of that slot, so it looks better. Get the lower longerons hooked back up for forward and back support. Well, here goes nothing. All right, let's see how bad that. I've got it hooked on the bottom already. Oh, look at this. It goes right in. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that little bit of work is so much nicer. Yeah, I don't need a shim under that anymore. It's still not touching on its own, but I can just make it touch by putting finger pressure on it. I'm so glad I did that now. All right, excuse me. The center is Clecoed from front to back. The back's on, the boxes are all built, and I've got that all clecoed in on the floor just as tight as it's going to be with rivets, except back here it's just got the two, and then the center support on the bottom clecoed up tight. And a good way to know if it's square is if you pull these together and make them the same length. Once they're the same length, there, they're the same height. So now I can put these through to the cross member. For a little more support and knowing that it's right, I left this film on, but I riveted this up to the center support, and the center support to the rear seat support. So yeah, it was just a hair tight because of this film, but other than that, it's sitting good. Everything fits really nice. That up there I don't think has moved at all from that. It actually went together good. I didn't probably need to do that, but I'm glad I did. So the only other thing I can think of to do, yeah, it doesn't need any support back here. Yeah, I think it's time to start drilling holes. Another thing I did today was I drilled out this to get the drill out of it, and I took a really long one and broke it off and shoved it in there. Made sure I grabbed one of these that was a hair smaller, and it made a really good stubby. Without that stubby, I couldn't have done that top hole. This would have been in the way far back here. Nice. It showed all those holes in the picture on the part from factory, right here and right here. I was kind of disappointed they didn't put those in, but you know, we're not scratch builders over here. There is a couple holes here in the back where this supports to the rear seat channel. I'm just wondering if I should put those in right now too while it's together, so I don't have to worry about those. Yeah, I think I will. All right, let's do that in a minute. Those aren't. We'll put 2 more clecos in just to make sure it's tightened up down at the bottom there. Let's see what the plans say, what size those are for sure. Probably wouldn't hurt to put A5s in them. They just pointed at the other holes as A5s, so I think these are A5s also. I'm pretty darn sure. Okay, those are done. Now more talking. All right, let's take a seat. Oh man, the table moving around. I couldn't get this by the wall here, and I just shoved it over there a couple feet. Worked great. So happy with that. So, what I'm planning on doing is I've seen a lot of people, which this isn't wrong, it's just my preference. I see everybody like build their insides, and then they go to put anything in there, and they don't have to worry about scratching it. And that's nice. But they do have to tape everything up and paint over everything. And there's a look I like, and it might be silly, but like the stitching in seats, I want my rivet heads to show, at least most of them. So what I'm gonna do is get this completely drilled out, prepped, denibbed, and prime it with epoxy primer, each piece. Probably do the floor inside and out. That would save some messing around later. Just the primer, I mean. And then I still haven't made my mind up on what color. It's either white or light gray, and I'm still thinking on that. But the plan will be then to paint all these pieces that are part of the cabin. And then what I want to do is, while that's drying and getting extremely good and hard and durable, I'm going to take and build the rear part of the fuselage. And so I was thinking about putting this together, and I've seen some people actually put those rear angles in and getting them around, but it looks difficult for one person to do. So what I'm gonna do then is put one side on, get that all clecoed in there, and reassemble this completely done, so all the rivet heads show shiny, and I think it'll be a cool look. And then we'll paint whatever else we have to up in the top and assemble that also. And then the challenge is gonna be, whenever I'm putting things in under the firewall and stuff like that, there's a chance to scratch it because there's gonna be a lot of work done. But that'll give me a chance to go ahead and put in some carpet or something, with cardboard pieces, and just protect it, and we'll go from there. So that everybody's gotta have a plan, so that's my plan. And whether or not it works out really well, I hope it'll look good, but whether or not it works out well, you know, hindsight's 2020, we'll find out later. So, hey, thanks for coming along for this part of the journey. And if you think I'm doing that right, give me a thumbs up. If not, say something in the comments down below. I like to hear criticism when it's helping me, and we'll go from there. So, hey, thanks for coming along. We'll see you in the next one.